Hello, friends. I am the Matrix. What is the Matrix? The Matrix is all around you. It is the grass that I walk on. It is the air that you breathe. It is the clouds in the sky. Millions of people oblivious of the fact that they are living in a dream world, a simulation. What is the Matrix? Control. Welcome, friends. I am the Dragonborn Mask, and this is my Matrix display. I was thinking about the Matrix. It's one of my favorite movies. The first one, for sure. If you haven't watched the Matrix, stop right now and go watch the first Matrix. The best movie in the world. But part of the Matrix, this is like the Matrix, one of the key things you always see in it, where you see like this computer code kind of trickling down on the display, and it's like all in green. So this is the closest like display thing I could think of making, and I thought this turned out pretty good. It's pretty cool looking, and I think this is something that I'm going to put in my survival world. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a while. This is one of the ideas I have, and to put that in my survival world, so I think that'd be pretty cool. Now, in order to build this thing, boy, that took a lot to figure this out. I'm no redstone expert, that's for sure. So I had watched a lot of different YouTube videos and how to make things do what I need them to do. So I'm not really sure if anyone else has anything quite like this, but if so, I don't claim to be the first one to make it, but this is just kind of what I threw together with my little bit of redstone knowledge. I think it looks pretty cool, but there's a few problems with it, and I'll show you what that is. First of all, when you get close to it, it's very noisy. Let's go see why. We can see here I'm using pistons, pushing redstone blocks. These redstone blocks power up the lights individually. So this is essentially a one-by-one display, digital display like. So technically I can make this, like save messages or make shapes, do whatever I want. And it's, let's see, what was it? I think this one is 8 by 16, I believe. 8 tall by 16 wide. So I can control these individually. And the pistons at the time seemed like the best idea I can come up with, but man, it's so loud. And then to control these individually, I had to figure out how to run power to it individually and then somehow branch off of each line without affecting the other line. The only way I figured to do that is to keep running it out until I had room to kind of branch off. But in the meantime, you can see this craziness of how large it ended up having to be, because each line going straight out here, so each one of these rows here represents 8 down from top to bottom. So each one had to split off at different times, and then they're interweaved together. So this one had to be like 3 blocks from this other row as I'm staggering, and then the row itself had to be like 5 blocks from each other, and so it just got crazy. Then I had to go back to my clock, which times everything, and this is just your basic item hopper clock. So the items just going around in an endless circle, and then they're getting picked up by a comparator, and the signal just sends out to the piston, and it just routes around everywhere. It's kind of crazy. You can see I have a repeater going into a block. Once it hits this block, it has no other output except for into the other repeater. So there's lots of repeaters, lots of blocks, in order to make this correct and everything work right. So this is my first attempt making a hopper clock and then running it off of that. And then I came up with another design I thought of, and I think it turned out a little more simpler. So basically I'm just running off as soon as I can outward instead, then immediately making my clock, which in this case I'm using minecarts. And then I have minecarts with chest in them because they run at different speeds. That makes it more random. But these hoppers or minecarts go around. They just hit this detector rail, which sends a signal, and sends a signal to the piston. You can see here. Wait. And I mean, this works okay. Not too bad. I still had to go out like about 3 blocks every line, and then still go up a few blocks past the last hopper clock or minecart clock. So I mean, I think it's a little smaller, for sure. But it's still just huge, and this would take forever to build in a survival world. Getting all the materials, and getting all the redstone, getting all the iron and everything to make these repeaters. That'd just be a little crazy. So, I was trying out other different designs. So this design is like a hopper clock. Or I mean, item hoppers. So say I throw some items in there, turn it on. Get to move here. That works okay, I guess. It's still just kind of fast, though. I'm kind of inconsistent. Trying to get all these connected up correctly. And again, still loud. It's very loud. It's a lot of noise to be having on my survival world. And yeah, I was trying different ways of doing that, and I forget what I was even trying to do here. But yeah, I'm not sure what that did. Oh, well, I broke my other rails. Anyway, I was trying that. Also was trying like this design. Kind of the same concept, but throw like an item in. It's still kind of fast though. Then again, trying to get the signals to these things. Still would have been quite the challenge. It still would have been quite large. I'm just trying to make this as small as possible for my survival world. So I came up with this design, and this design is much smaller. So here it is. That's just all it is right here. Much smaller. And this is just ran by one minecart. I'll show you how that works. So the minecart goes across. It hits these detectors. The detector sends a signal, and the signal goes down to the observer, which picks up that signal. And I'm just using repeaters here so I can kind of delay the times to make it look a little more random and natural. And I'm just using rails here because rails apparently are less laggy than like a redstone line. So I was just kind of trying different things, but I like this design the best for my survival. So this will be the most simplest to build. And it'll get the job done. So I'll kind of show you a little more detail here so you can see the signal going across, and this will pick up that signal. And once this picks up the signal, this observer detects that this observer has picked up a signal. So then this observer sends another signal in this direction. So basically, it's going down vertically, so from top to bottom, and as that signal goes down, the signal also gets pushed this way. And then that signal gets converted into these lamps. But the problem that I have with this one is it's kind of fast, I think. It still has a nice, decent looking pattern to it, but I don't know. I still kind of like the one on the right here better. I kind of feel like. So the right one kind of comes down a little more naturally, kind of trinkles a little more. It kind of feels like it's a little more random too. And it's a little more individual, whereas the left one's kind of almost like a block of threes are kind of coming down. I can't really think of a good way to like slow that down, because that's just the natural speed of observers. And I'm just using hoppers in between the observers because it works the same. And that's just trying it out. You can use observers in there too, it don't matter. So yeah, so this is the one most likely I'm going to build in my survival world. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's going to come up, I don't know, one of these months when I get a little time. I've been really busy lately, so I haven't made a video in a while. Man, it's probably been like 4 months, I think. But yeah, summertime has been really, really busy. So let me kind of show you the theory behind these redstone lamps. So when you put power to these, let's say you put power into it through a block. So let's say power up this one. It lights it up individually. So that's nice. That's one way to control it individually. So I guess the theory is, so this is sending power through this block, and this block is touching the redstone lamp block. So then it only has enough power just to light up this one block. And same thing with these blocks of redstone. They only have enough power to power up one block. So whatever block is directly touching it. So I could turn these on and power everything individually. Why are they not turned on? I don't know. Okay, there it goes. This thing really makes my world lag pretty bad. Plus I'm recording. So yeah, so you can control it individually and make each lamp turn on individually, which is what I wanted for the Matrix, because I wanted blocks to come down naturally, kind of like a waterfall. So that's kind of how that works. Let me turn these off. Okay. Now, if you run power through like a repeater, we can see here, it powers up the main block here, but it also has enough power to travel to the blocks that are touching this lamp here. So this one lamp is illuminating the other 4 lamps that are touching it directly. And I didn't want that because I wanted the stream, like the waterfall streams, to go down naturally, like it kind of does in the Matrix. Same thing if you're running a redstone line here. Same situation. It gives it the full power to spread to the other blocks. But same thing with the lever kind of does the same thing. But I just found out while I was building this, kind of giving you a little sample here, a redstone torch only lights up one at a time. So that's kind of interesting. I didn't know that until like literally just a couple minutes ago. So technically I think I could have done this, and like I could probably replace those torches with this, and it'd be a lot less noisy over here. But still the timing would be a little tricky. It should be this huge to get the timing to make this trickle down a little more naturally. Whereas this is just a lot simpler to build. This is something more realistic I could build on my survival world. So yeah, I just wanted to share that real quick. And this is what I've been working on. That's been taking me forever. I've probably been working on this for past 2 or 3 months, little bits at a time, because we've just been so busy this summertime. But things should start slowing down here in a couple months, hopefully. Then I can put some more videos out. So yeah. So I think that'd be pretty cool. So again, watch The Matrix if you haven't watched it. At least the first one. Second, third one, they're okay. The second one I think has some pretty fun car action scenes in it. Whereas the third one's kind of technically like the end. I guess the end of that movie. Though they still made another one after that as well, which wasn't all that great either. But the first one, man, watch the first one. It's great. Then, yes, this is kind of what I was making, this little Matrix display. So, all right. So thank you for watching all that. And I'm going to start trying to work on some more videos. I was having a problem with my computer. It updated or Windows 10 updated. And the processor's just been maxed out. I did a few little tweaks to it. Now it's hanging around about 60 right now. Playing Minecraft and recording and all that. But when I try to edit a video, it is terrible. But I am running like an i5 7th generation, so it is time to upgrade. So hopefully I'll be doing that here at one point or another. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep grinding away, doing what we can here. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you all have a good day, and take care.